Hello YouTube fans, here again. And I figured I'm going to be talking a bit about He-Man. As I already said it, I'm going to do a lot of fantasy, sorcerer films and so on. Why not this one? I remember reviewing it years ago and I still actually like this one. I like it. V, not the series V, Mike Singer. You might remember it being in my favourite sci-fi series. V. He's on the ninth series of Dyers, been in a few other things, but a lot of people also remember him in the mini-series. V. But a lot of people also remember him in this, that being the classic from 1982, the Beastmaster. That's right, the Beastmaster. Which also starred Sandra Sanders, if I'm now the name that right. May she rest in peace. Very attractive woman. You might remember her in Charlie's Angels, and you might also remember her in the classic Bond movie, A View to a Kill. Well, this basically, after the big success of Dobe the Barbarian, you had your Dobe the Barbarian rip-offs or spin-offs or whatever you want to call them. This was one of them. This was Beastmaster. About the same day as Dobe the Barbarian. And to be honest, I like Dobe the Barbarian. I like Arne when he was in his heyday, 30s, when he had the big raping muscles and so on. But I actually like this one more. Shock horror, but I do. Because Mike Singer, he had a good figure on him. Yes, he wasn't going to be the next Arne, but he had, back in that era, he had a good figure. He was chic and so on. And when you think about it, they already did Masters of the Universe, the movie. They already did it. It was called Beastmaster. Think about it. Diary raping muscles. Instead of having Bakutat, he's got a panther. He's he's basically in Eternia. And so on. So basically, it's about this king. And this evil sorcerer wants to take the land. The king basically says that, not in words, but he might as well do. The sorcerer gets pissed and he puts black magic on him. And it's like a ballsy film, this, when you think about it, because the woman's expecting a baby and he paralyses the king and he cuts her belly open. This evil demon, whatever the fuck it is, and it puts the baby into a cow's wound. Then it cuts it open, it gets the baby out, it bands a mark on the baby, it's about to kill the baby. And this guy, I'm assuming he's a farmer or something, saves the baby, and so on. Then it's a couple of days later, and if I remember right there, the evil sorcerer sends these people out, they slaughter them, and the dad gets killed. But the boy has his magic powers, he can speak to animals, he can see what the animals are seeing, and a couple of days later, he got the idea it's Mike Singer. And basically goes out on revenge on the death of his foster dad, and that's when he meets the daughters, Sandra Sanders. Now, I do believe there was going to be a set scene in the film. There's a bit where she's a bit naked and so on. There's footage and outtakes of that. And but for some reason, I think the dad took the rating mild, so it was timmed down. It was deleted. But this originally was a set scene there. Interesting to know. But I do actually like the film. I say he's trying to get on with Sandra Sanders. He uses his panther to fight and all. But he can talk to animals. And he's been asked to save this guy who's blind. And he puts into this tassel. You've got this weird hand things trying to get him, and he saves him. And you find out that it's his dad. I basically think his dad's a dick because his dad doesn't want to know him. Calls him a freak. Not a nice word, but that's what his dad says, because he talks to animals. Let's not forget the changelings. I think they're called the changelings. He's back teachers. It's his scene when his dad's trying to walk away and his thing comes at us and it cusses him to death. Pretty good effect for that era. Pretty Dora. And the sorcerer, very evil dad. This is a ballsy film when I think about it, because there's a bit where he's sacrificing kids, he's throwing them in fire, definitely an evil die, and so on. So I like this film. I think this film is a bit ballsy and so on. I mean, you've got these two ferrets, like two to look at, and he's talking to them. And for what he has to do, Mike Singer, he's definitely a good role in this. It's definitely a good role in this. I think he's mustered out. I think he looks good for the role, and so on. So there's a date scene. He's fighting the evil sorcerer, and he falls him through, and he tries to stab by mate, but he falls and falls to his doom. Good riddance, because he's not a nice person. And like I say, he finds out the man who got him, not a nice word, is his dad, but he gets killed. But also made me wonder why didn't just kill him when he was going to sacrifice him as a baby. But like I say, I think Mike Singer plays it good. He's not anything to be another Arnie, but he's got a good figure on him in that era. When he was in his dirty 30s, he looked good in that era. Like I said, they made two more, Beastmaster 2 and Beastmaster 3. But this one, I like this one. I think it was a classic. I think Anna Sanders was beautiful. She was a very gorgeous woman in that day, in that era, I should say. Very sad she's no longer with us. And I think Mike Singer played it brilliant as the Beastmaster. He definitely kicked butt. The bits where he's talking to the animals and so on, there's a bit where people say it's cheesy, but I didn't mind it. I'm into them old school, mystical, sorcery, fencer films, like Fencer Feel. And you know what I mean? There's no fucking CGI shit, it's all practically done. There's a bit where he's got to save the day, so those fire monsters are flying along and he's fighting this evil fucking monster. And little boy gets wounded and he saves him. He could be the king. He could be the king, but he turns it down and go forget he's the Beastmaster. So he walks off, snogs Stanley Sanders, we get a bit of sloppy music, end of movie. But for what it was, I didn't mind it. You know what I mean? It was your typical old school fencer film. Have to say, stop motion, a bit of practical, a lot of practical effects. No, if it's done today, it'd be fucking CDR computer effects, but no, it was there when everything was done practically, which I fucking miss. But I actually like this. I actually like Mike Singer. I've always been a big fan of Mike Singer. I mean, from the days when he did V. People seem to forget he was in the one episode of the TV show Planet of the Apes, not the movie, but the TV series. Sad to say, it only lasted one season. He's been that for other things and all, but a lot of people always remember him having in the TV version of V, where it's the final battle, where it was the mini series. But this was before all that. This was like one day before he did V. And I like Mike Singer. I've always been a big fan of Mike Singer. And in this, I feel he was good. To me, this was more He-Man. This is more Masters of the Universe, the movie, before the fucking movie, when you think about it. But what I think of it, I'll give it a 4-star rating. I actually like the Beastmaster. I still like it today. It definitely has that time which you don't see in expensive films anymore. So yeah, Beastmaster from 1982. 4-star rating from me. Into them. Be smart. Be safe. See you later.